Welcome to our channel. This is beyond imagination. The Egyptian gods are the gods of ancient Egyptian religion. They believe that God is the creator of the universe and controls people's lives. For the Egyptians, their gods acted to maintain cosmic harmony, and they had hundreds of them. In this video, we will present some of the main Egyptian gods. Embark on this journey beyond imagination. The powerful gods of ancient Egypt. Egyptian mythology. The Egyptians were polytheistic and believed in the existence of various gods such as Osiris, Isis, Ra, Amon, Anubis, among others. The religion of Egypt is polytheistic, and the main gods of Egypt are Amon, Ra, Isis, Osiris. Two very important concepts in Egyptian religion are MAAT and HEKA. The concept of MAAT refers to the harmony that the gods seek to maintain in the universe. The concept of HEKA refers to a fundamental force that keeps God in contact with humanity. The first mention of gods in ancient Egypt dates back to around 3000 BCE. Ancient Egypt was one of the most important civilizations of antiquity, with a large and highly developed empire. This civilization developed along the banks of the Nile, nourishing itself from the flood. The Egyptians were also known for their great structures, such as the pyramids. Another highlight of Egyptian civilization is its religion. Egyptian religion consisted of hundreds of gods, and here we will highlight some of them and their attributes. Ra. Known as the god of the sun, he was one of the most important gods in the Egyptian pantheon, and at one point in Egyptian history, he was considered the most important of all. During this time, he was seen as the most powerful god, creator of the universe, ruler of the living and the dead. He was represented by the Egyptians in the form of an eagle, usually at noon sun, and with an obelisk as a symbol, thought to be the petrified rays of the sun. In his animal form, he could transform into a falcon, lion, cat, or Bennu bird. Isis. The goddess Isis was one of the major gods of Egyptian mythology, and was considered the mother of all pharaohs. This connection of Isis with the pharaoh is reflected in her name, which means goddess of the throne. She was married to her brother Osiris, mother of Horus. The Egyptians believed that she helped the dead reach the afterlife. Her cult transcended the borders of Egypt, extending throughout the Greco-Roman world and reaching the land where Germany is currently located. Her cult seems to date back to the 5th dynasty of Egypt, shortly after 2500 BCE. Osiris. He was known as the one who judged the dead in his court, and was credited with teaching people to plant and care for the soil. So he was credited as the inventor of agriculture. He was killed by his brother Seth, but was resurrected by his sister and wife Isis, and since then, he ruled the underworld. He was one of the most worshipped gods throughout ancient Egypt. Seth. Seth is the Egyptian god of chaos, drought and war, lord of the red earth. And he is the balance to Horus as lord of the black earth. In mythology, Seth is the god of chaos, confusion, and disturbance, emphasized by hieroglyphs, where Seth's animal is the decision of negative concepts. Authoritarianism, anger, cruelty, crisis, restlessness, catastrophe, suffering, disease, storm. Master of thunder and lightning, he exerts his power on the coasts of Egypt, a country beyond the desert lands, arid regions, and the plains of the Nile. Seth is a complex god. Horus. Horus is the god of the sun and one of the most important gods in Egyptian mythology. The image of Horus is associated with the firmament and, as such, represents light, power, and royalty. From 2200 BCE, Horus defeated his uncle in a battle and was elevated as a symbol of a unified Egypt, with the Egyptian king Pharaoh seen as his incarnation. The god worshipped by the Egyptians had various names that varied according to the place of worship. Amon. Of the Egyptian gods, by far the most important and famous is the god Amon, considered the most mysterious of the Egyptian gods. He manifested in many ways, both as a ram and as a man. Sometimes as a man with a ram's head. Considered the god of the sun and air, Amon had a very powerful cult in the city of Thebes. He was also a very important deity, and many religious texts placed him in a dominant position, just as he did with Ra. At some point in Egyptian history, the cults of Amon and Ra were unified, resulting in the god Amon-Ra. Understanding Egyptian religion. When we talk about Egyptian religion, we are referring to the set of beliefs and practices of this people, including their myths, magical rituals, cults, beliefs in higher beings, and so on. Religion played a very important role in Egyptian society, and we can emphasize this by the fact that the Egyptians formed one of the first theocratic civilizations in ancient times. In any case, their lives were governed not only by political affairs, but also by religious beliefs. Two very important principles in Egyptian religion are MAAT and HEKA. MAAT is a principle related to the concept of harmony, which determines that the Egyptians must be careful with their actions not to affect the lives of others and the harmony of the universe. The idea here is to follow the will of the gods to avoid throwing the universe into chaos. HEKA was defined as a magical force that governs the universe, responsible for the creation of humans and the earth. It was HEKA who put humans in contact with the gods and showed their talents. In addition to being the fundamental force of the universe, HEKA was also understood by the Egyptians as a goddess. An important part of Egyptian religion was the belief in a multitude of deities associated with natural forces and phenomena. The Egyptians believed in the existence of hundreds of gods, making their belief a polytheism, a polytheistic religion. The Egyptian religion believed that the gods should be appeased through beliefs and rituals to ensure cosmic harmony. The Egyptians also worshipped their gods for personal reasons and prayed to them for guidance and help. Each Egyptian god had a specific attribute that, as mentioned earlier, was directly related to a particular force or phenomenon of nature. For example, the gods of Egypt had feelings and anger like anyone else. The gods of Egypt were considered responsible for the creation and continuity of the universe. With few exceptions, the Egyptians believed that the gods were interested in helping humans survive in harmony. Moreover, they believed that the land they lived in, Egypt, was a divine gift. The Egyptians believed that men and women emerged from the tears of ATUM, a god who appeared in cosmic void through HEKA. ATUM had two children named Shu and Tethys, who shaped the earth. Shu and Tethys have two children, Geb and Nut, who are in love. ATUM does not like the fact that Geb and Nut fell in love and ties Nut to the sky and Geb to the earth, separating them forever. However, Nut was already pregnant, and 5 children were born from this pregnancy: OSIRIS, Isis, SETH, Nephthys, and HORUS. Other versions claim that Ra appears in place of ATUM. From the birth of these 5 gods, other gods appeared in different ways in Egyptian religion. Speaking of historical origins, we know that the earliest evidence of Egyptian belief in gods dates back to around 3000 BCE. The worship of some gods was present throughout or in most of ancient Egypt, but others were worshipped locally, as in a city. There are also cases of Egyptian gods being taken to areas beyond Egyptian borders. For example, historians know that the kingdom of Kush in southern Egypt worshipped various Egyptian gods. The gods are also important for the continuation of life after death, as it was Anubis, the god of death, who brought the soul to the place where the actions of everyone in life would be judged, the court of Osiris. The Egyptians believed that their gods lived among them in different ways, like living in trees.
If you like this video, don't forget to leave your like. Your comments and suggestions are very important to us. Also, share this video with other people. This way, our channel will continue to grow to bring new content full of mysteries and curiosities. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe and activate the notification bell to receive our videos first. We greatly appreciate your audience, and until the next video beyond imagination.